If you find a nice, beautiful house, and if you feel like buying it, won't you pay any price to be in it? You would, right? And if you find a very prestige, brand new car, would you pay any price to go by it? You would. Will you pay any price to be with extraordinary people? Yes, you would. Why? Let me tell you why that is. In this world, there are three kinds of people. One, very selfish people. And the second, ordinary people. The third, the extraordinary people. If I ask you, I will give you a biscuit, what will you do with it? Will you eat it? Or will you break it into two and give one to the other and keep one to yourself? Or will you give the entire biscuit to the other person? Which of these three types you would select? What is your preference? Are you a person who break the biscuit into two and give one and eat the other half? Then you are an ordinary person. If you eat that whole thing by yourself, then you are a selfish person. But if you give that biscuit to another person without even thinking about it, then you are an extraordinary person. We can pay any price to be with these extraordinary people. There's a beautiful stanza in Dhammapada. Muhuttama piche vinyu, panditang payurupasati, kippang dhammang vijanati, jivha soparasanyata. It means the spoon never get the chance to taste the soup, but the tongue gets a chance to taste the deliciousness of that dish. Just like that, if you're wise, you get the chance to understand the great value and the virtues of extraordinary people. I want you to think about it. Are you wise enough to understand the value of extraordinary people and be one of them? In my life, I'm so fortunate to be among those extraordinary people. The story I told you, the biscuit that I was telling you about, that happened to one of our Noble Heart's kids. And my teacher, our great teacher, asked this question from that young boy. He couldn't find out what the answer was. He asked him the question, what is the difference between the extraordinary and ordinary? And then he explained it to him. He understood it. My teachers are not just telling things to others, advise them, but they're great examples to every one of us. Let me tell you an example from his life. He was living in a kuti which was made out of cement. The floor was tiled and had a ceiling in the roof and had very good ventilation with glass windows painted in white. But he gave up on that kuti and offered it to his student monk, and walked out of that, and now staying in a small wooden kuti, which gets so warm when the sun is crouching and gets so cold in the cold nights. It's just made out of wood. Minimum facilities. But they are the great leaders. They are the great people who set examples for all of us. The altruistic people who stand out among the ordinary to give the best to this world. So, I want you to be one of them. We always try to be one like them because they guide us. They take our hand and help us to walk behind their footsteps, set examples wherever they go. They are the great teachers. So try to be a tongue that can taste the deliciousness of the soup. Be wise and be among those extraordinary people. Then you will find your way to salvation. Much merit.